Hello, class. Today we are learning about unit rates and how to use them in real life situations like shopping or comparing prices. Our math content standard is Common Core 6.RP.2 from the California Common Core State Standards for Mathematics. This standard focuses on understanding unit rates and how to relate to ratios. We're also using Math Practice 2, which means we will reason abstractly and quantitatively. That means, in simpler terms, that we will connect numbers to real life meaning, not just computer answers. Today's lesson will help you understand how to find the value of one item in a group, which is a unit rate. Today's learning goal is I can find a unit rate and explain what it means in real life situations. So by the end of the lesson, you should be able to look at a group of situation and figure out the value of one item, like the cost of soda, pencil, or in our case, pizza. So let's take a look at this. So what is a better deal and why? Option A, 2 slices of pizza for $5, or option B, 3 slices of pizza for $6. So you guys know we just had our class party and someone had to buy the pizza. So let's say that Mountain Mike's is A and Me and Ed's is B. Let's pick which we would want to go to for our next class party. Don't answer just yet. Think about which is the better deal. And now I want you to take mental note of what is the better option. There is no quick answer unless we compare them fairly. And today we will learn a strategy that helps us compare situations just like this. So for those who think they have an answer, we will definitely come back to it. So before we start, let's talk about some keywords. A big keyword in the unit rate is the word per. And before we start, we're gonna dive into this word, in what per means and in context. For example, we use miles per hour all the time. With speed, how fast we're going, just ideas such like that in the real world. And another one is dollars per meal. If you went to McDonald's and you ordered something off the dollar menu and you ordered 3 items and it came out to $3, that would be $1 per meal, $1 per item. And the unit rate always compares something to 1. That is a big idea, to 1. So in thinking about on our papers, we have the sentence starter. Per means blank. Per means for 1 each. So I want you all to say that out loud. I'll give you a second to say that out loud as a class. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Per means for 1 each. Great job. So why does this matter? Let's take a minute. Let's think, why does that matter? We talked about speed. We talked about food. There's so many ideas that work so well with the unit rate. So why do we use unit rates? Well, we love to shop, we love to drive, recipes, and these are all real life decisions. Like when you shop, you compare prices. You're not going to get something that's more expensive for no reason. Yeah, there's name brand items, but if we are on a budget, we want to see what is the best price. When you look at speed, like miles per hour, that's a unit rate. How many miles you can go in an hour. Even recipes use unit rates, like cups of flour per batch, cups of sugar, tablespoons of vanilla in your cookies, because you can definitely have a little bit too much vanilla. It makes it a little bitter maybe. So it's not just about math skill, it's something that you will use outside of the school. So now we're going to look at some of the concrete ideas. And concrete just means something that we can imagine or physically represent. So we talked about pizza like our party. Now we're going to talk about the drinks we had at our party. So 6 sodas cost $3 total. Now how would we split that? Now I want you all to imagine 6 little soda cans like we had at our party, the Coca-Colas, on a table, and $3 on that table as well, given to all of them. So there's 6 sodas and there's $3 that we want to give equally to the 6 sodas. How do we do that? Now I want you guys to take a minute and ask yourself, if $3 is shared equally, what does each soda get? Now this can be representational, like $3 split into 6 equal parts, one part being 1 soda. So this means, we can use drawings or visuals instead of real objects. So if you were to draw the 6 sodas and then the $3 bills going in, each section represents 1 soda, and this helps us see the equal sharing instead of just imagining it. So I want you to look at your model and think, what do each equal parts represent? Like, what do we do with it? So we did representational. Now we're going to do the abstract model, which this one might be a little harder to see for some students, but it's just good old basic math. 3 divided by 6 is 0.5. So our unit rate is 50 cents per soda. Now, looking at the abstract level, this is where we use the numbers and symbols only, like I said. So we take that 3 divided by 6, which equals 0.5, and so the unit rate is 50 cents per soda. So at this level, we are no longer looking at drawings or objects. We're just using the pure good old math. So now that we have these two strategies, let's try using them. One way we can find a unit rate is through division, so the division strategy, which means that we take the total amount and divide by the number of items. So 3 divided by 6 equal parts is 0.5. And this method is direct and it works every single time. As long as you know how to do it and you do it correctly, it will never fail you. That's what's so great about math. The other one is the scaling strategy, which 6 sodas is $3. So 1 soda equals what? Now if we divide both sides by 6, the 6 divided by 6 is 1, so our 1 soda now. 3 divided by 6 is what? 1/2, or 0.5. So it's 50 cents. So this gives us the value of 1 item. That is the scaling strategy. So I know a few of our students might be thinking a little bit and might be a tad confused. So let's look more in the language. Give a little bit more support to those students that need it. So let's check the vocabulary. Make sure that we know what we're talking about. So the unit rate is the value of 1 item. We know that, like our pizza and our soda. Equivalent means the same value. They equal the same. Per, we said that it equals what? We're going to say it as a class. 1, 2, 3, for each one. Number 1. And ratio is comparison of 2 numbers. So we're going to say it one more time. The unit rate is blank per blank. Say it out loud. Thank you. Yep, it is for each one. Now, it's your turn. We went over so much information. Now let's see if you guys were taking in that information. So now instead of sodas, we have pencils. So 12 pencils cost $6. I want you to find the cost of 1 pencil. You can either use division or scaling, and we're going to give you guys a few seconds to do the work. So let's check. So 6 divided by 12 is 0.5. So once again, the pencil cost 50 cents, the same as a soda. Who knew? Yep, check your work. 6 divided by 12 is 50, so it costs 50 cents for one pencil. Perfect. So let's start wrapping it up. What is the big idea? Simply put, the big idea of today was that a unit rate tells us the value of one item, and it helps us compare and decide real-life options, such as shopping, how fast we're driving, how fast we can get somewhere, planning for events. And once we know the unit rate, we can compare prices, speed, quantities, of course. It just helps us make better decisions in real life. So before we leave, we do have an exit question, of course, we always do. So we're going to think about this. Where do you see unit rates in your daily life? It could be shopping, driving, sports, food. So just take a minute and think about that. And I want you to answer the question, when might you use a unit rate outside of school? And I just want you to jot it down, and once you have it, bring it up to me. And have a great summer, because I know it's summer break now. Great job.